Hello, everybody, and welcome back to ArsenGirl Gaming. My name is Heather, and I thank you for joining me as I build a tiny house on wheels. Yes, you know me and my love for tiny houses. And with the big patch that we got on PCs, Sims 4, in July, we now have this trailer base. That means it is time to build a real, honest to goodness tiny house on wheels. So that is what I'm doing today, and I hope you enjoy it. I think it came out really cute, and it looks very much like the tiny houses that I see on like Tiny House Living and other shows like that. I tried really hard to build this build using mostly Machino, however you say it, stuff and base game, though a couple other packs did creep in out of necessity. So I hope you guys don't mind. There are like 4 or 5 packs that you have to have for this to translate properly, but the big ones are just base game and Machino stuff. So if you have those, you can download this. If some things disappear, you could probably recreate it. I'm not really sure about this cool couch I made, and I want to give credit to the person who gave me the idea to do this couch, CharlyPancakes, and they have a YouTube channel. You can find the link in my description below. And but I saw them do this on Instagram, a quick video, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, mind blown." There's the sectional that I have been waiting for the game to get all along, and why didn't I think of that? So this seemed like the perfect build to do that in. You'll see that coming up here in a little bit. But the whole idea was I wanted this to be as true to a true tiny home as I could make it, and I was envisioning real life people, aka Sims, living in this house, and how would they function. I wanted to keep it small, so it's only 4 blocks across, which I think is fairly good for fitting on the trailer. Theoretically, if I was going to be true to life, it would have only been 2 blocks across, which we would know would be nearly impossible to live in, could not move, could not have any furniture. So it got a 4 block treatment. Plus, that allowed me to use the windows from the new pack, which I just think are fabulous. And I know you guys are going to get sick of seeing me use them, but they're some of my favorite windows we've ever been given. So they're showing up in a lot of builds right now. Not just mine, but other people as well, I am sure. But anyway, here's that couch that I was talking about. I just kind of play around with how I'm configuring it and where I want it in the room and what I'm thinking of doing. And it kind of led me to making this half wall to kind of separate it, but keep it. And I envision if we had like wall cubbies, that the back side of that wall would be like cubbies for storage. Unfortunately, this is The Sims and we don't have those cubbies. So it's just a half wall. So would have liked to have built under the stairs more like the way they do in real tiny homes, but I wasn't able to do that either. So that's why I put the cabinets under there. Every inch of utilizable space is utilized, including this cute little stand that I was making for my plant. I wanted to plant in that corner because I just didn't want empty space, and I needed to build it up, and I needed to make it look like something, and I wanted to use base game, so Kleenex box got sized up, and that became my stand. New little tip from me to you. Now, many tiny houses are funky and fun, and people that live in them typically have a sense of humor, a good appreciation for the world. And so I wanted to kind of show that on the outside of this as well. So that's why I was playing with the different pops of color and how they were laid out, and not just your traditional like house colorings. I wanted it to be funky and fun. I hope that kind of translates a little bit inside too, because I was thinking of the sim living in it would be a sim that could work in it. They could play in it. When you watch these tiny house shows, if you've ever watched them, a lot of times it's like a nurse who travels around the country, or it is an artist who travels around the country. And that is what I wanted this to be, a house I could travel with a sim, finding a place to work, a place to live, a place to relax, a great way to enjoy the views that they'll see on their travels. But I also wanted to make sure that this was a tiny house with plenty of storage because it would be a full-time residence. I wanted to make sure it was one that had a little bit of style so that the sim would be happy being there. And I think I kind of pulled it off. I like the way it turned out. I really would love this bedroom. I don't know how much I'd like it in the morning when the sun is just like flooding in those windows, waking me up. But I love the idea of just waking up surrounded by whatever nature the house is located in. If they have it by the beach, if they have it in the desert, like I have it here, if they take it to the mountains, if they have it in a forest, no matter where you wake up, you're just going to be surrounded by vistas of the view. And I think that would just be so amazing. I just would love to have that. I had it in my last house that I lived in. My bedroom was on the second floor, and we had this balcony off of the bedroom. So we had sliding glass doors in the bedroom. And on the other side of the balcony was a nature preserve. So we literally felt like we were in the treetops. When you were laying in bed, you just looked out the window and all you saw were the trees or the sunrise, and we could hear the birds. And if we went and looked out the window, oftentimes we could see deer and wildlife. And it was just kind of amazing. My new current house, I don't even leave the windows open because they're on the first floor. So I have neighbors on both sides of me, and I don't really want them watching me while I sleep. So the blinds stay shut. And yeah, so I don't wake up to a view of anything, which kind of, I guess, lends me to wanting all my houses to have all these windows where you see all this beauty and nature. And so yeah, so this tiny house, that's the idea behind it. I had a lot of fun kind of trying to clutter it up, but not clutter it up too much because, of course, when you live in a tiny house, less is more. You don't want to clutter it because clutter will make a tiny house feel tinier. You want it to feel like it's open and bigger than it really is, because I'm imagining in real life this tiny house would probably be about 200 300 square feet, which is not a lot. And I want to send a big shout out to my friend Grumpy Lynn Sims for these wonderful medium photos that I grabbed from the gallery. I kind of slowed this down just so you could see, and you could go grab them if you wanted to. But I brought in this wall and I grabbed some of the great photos that she took and uploaded and decorated this tiny house with them. I just love the idea that we can have these photos and we can change them out, and your sim can put their own photos in there really easily now with the new Machino pack. Lynn, thank you for making these for us. However, I will tell you guys, I did upload this lot to the gallery, both with photos and without the photos. The photos, the lot is tagged as modded, so you have to check the box to allow CC to find it. There's no CC, works just perfectly fine. But I also uploaded it without the photos, so you can download it and put your own photos in if you want. And that one is not tagged. Just removing the photos took away the modded tag. So you can go and find it in the gallery, whichever way you prefer. But I thought the photos were super, super cute. So I went ahead and added them. And a lot of this decor that I'm doing outside is from the unlock patch that came with that update last month. Of being able to grab things that we weren't able to decorate exteriors with in the past and use them a little bit differently than, my traditional landscaping. I don't do well with landscaping. I'm not the best at it, but I do like to leave a little bit of visual interest in the lot. So that's kind of the idea. I wanted the pebbles out there because I envisioned that this might be borrowed land. This is probably not land that anybody had put a house on in the past. It probably doesn't have any plumbing or electricity. They're going to have to use propane. They're going to have to use, some kind of water collection system, maybe some panels for solar. I don't know, but this house is kind of perfect for being off the grid. If you wanted to do that, you'd have to change out some of the appliances and stuff probably to make that work. But that was kind of the idea of the lot that I was thinking of. You could also probably pull this into, a campground or something and hook up to the utilities there. Having a house on a trailer really opens up the options to you as to where you want to live, where you want to stop, where you want to stay, and being able to have all of those utilities kind of self-contained and where you could be off the grid or on the grid, depending on your needs or your wants. That's kind of the whole idea behind this. So anyway, you guys, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you enjoy these looks at the finished Interior, again, less is more. That's what I was going for. And if you did enjoy this video, please give me a thumbs up. Let me know you watched. And if you would like to see me do more tiny houses, let me know that as well in the comments below. They are some of my favorite things to build. And of course, if you're new to my channel and you'd like to see more, I encourage you to hit that subscribe button and then ring that bell, because the bell will let YouTube know that you would like notifications when I post something on the channel, and that way you don't miss out on anything coming down the line. And I have lots more Sims 4, I have speed builds, I have some Let's Plays, I have all kinds of good, exciting, fun stuff scheduled and planned for the coming weeks. So keep your eyes peeled for that. And until next time, have a great one.